We are at San Diego Comic-Con. My name's Leonard Sultana. This is an Englishman in San Diego, and this is the booth for A Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, and this is Jon Schnepp.
Hey, what's going on,
How you doing, guys?
Hey.
Right, so, I mean, we're on Sunday. It's kind of the last day. Everything's wrapping up.
Yeah.
How's it going?
My voice wrapped up yesterday, so, hey, what's going on, everybody? It's like just barely trickling back so I can talk to him. At first I was like, I don't know if it'll last, but it came back. So what's going on, everybody?
Well, I mean, the film, obviously, is there's ever a place for it to live, this is it. I mean, San Diego Comic-Con, this is pretty good. This could be a spiritual home.
Without a doubt, this was the place when we decided on a release platform. I knew we were going to premiere it a few months beforehand, but I was like, you know what? The day to drop this is the day that we have a booth at San Diego Comic-Con, because this is it. This is the nerd mecca. This is the place for it to explode in both digitally, online, and here as physical copies, Blu-rays and DVDs. So.
How's it been going? Have you been selling well?
Yeah, they've been selling crazy style. So thank you, every single one of you who've come out and bought a Blu-ray and DVD. We really appreciate it. The Blu-rays have like over 10 hours of bonus features, extended edits, extended interviews. So it's been really fun and a lot of work putting all that stuff together. So we're really happy. Everyone's really appreciative of it. And everyone who's seen the film and have been really positive about it. Thank you so much. Everyone who's seen it has been like writing in amazing reviews for it. It's been spreading like wildfire. Henceforth, even more people buying it digital. So if you want to get a digital copy, you could go to www.tdoslwh.com. You can either buy a Blu-ray or DVD, or you can get the digital copy that has all 10 hours of bonus features and just watch it at home. So.
Well, I mean, there you go. That's the hard sell.
Yeah,
there you go. You've had the hard sell.
Hey, that was my extra pimp sauce in full effect. Now you guys are all covered in the pimp sauce. Let's take some of that off, and you guys want to ask some questions.
Absolutely.
What's going on?
Let's talk about the film, and obviously a lot of interviews about this film, so we won't cover all the
sure.
I mean,
the
basics,
basics,
the yada yada yada. But obviously, there's got to be a moment when you just thought, I mean, it's still such a risky proposition to put this thing together. When was the moment when you just knew that this was going to kind of come together as a successful project? I mean, what was that moment when you kind of you found that special ingredient?
It was the week that we were in London while we interviewed Tim Burton. We got access to this amazing fly-on-the-wall footage of from 15 years ago with Tim Burton and Nick Cage trying on the different outfits, the different suits, the Clark Kent, Nick Cage talking about being Clark Kent. And upon seeing that, we realized that this film would have been special. It would have been way more than even we originally thought it would. And we thought it would have been great. It would have been fantastic. And then a week later, Tim gave us access to the artwork, to his archives. And that was when we knew, beyond a shadow of a doubt, we were off to the races.
Fantastic. I mean, obviously, it's been a long time running. I mean, I know that you're the director of the film, Holly's been kind of the producer. Who was the one that approached who? Was it yourself that kind of like, no, this is my baby, I want to take this on?
Oh, no, it's me. It was my idea. The genesis came from me being interested as a comic book nerd and a reader, and interested in films. I've always been interested in these kinds of stories of what happened in different films that fell apart. But this particular one, I ended up meeting a bunch of people involved in it, and then it just kind of was thrown to me like, hey, you should try doing a documentary. I was like, nah, and then that idea was like, no one else is going to do it, so I decided I was going to run a Kickstarter. I was like, if people are interested, then I'll make it. It's a litmus test, and that's what I did. And Holly was involved early on, but I was like, she became a full-time producer a little bit later, and has really been helpful with social media and also just watching all the interviews, as well as Marie, my co-editor. I couldn't have done it without them. I mean, it's really like a core integral crew to be able to bounce off of and like do different kinds of edits. So I felt really comfortable, with my crew, and it's been a great experience.
I mean, you've had so much material to pull from. I mean, what was the first item that you kind of like you grabbed hold of that physically in your hands and you just went, oh hello, this is something else?
It took a long time to make the film from beginning to end. I mean, it's actually a really short time, but I'm in the public eye, so everyone's like, when's it going to get done? I've only been working on it for 6 months. It's too late. When is it going to, because I'm in the public eye.
Sure.
Other people make films over 4 or 5 years and you never hear about it till it comes out.
Yeah.
But so that's why everyone say, hey, when's it going to get done? I'm like, why don't you relax? It's done now. It took long enough, 2.5 years. Can you believe that?
been a lot,
I know, it's been really long. He was about to say it. It's like, it's been so long because you watch the shows that I do. So everyone like is so used to hearing about it, but it's really a short process. Normally documentaries take 4 years, and that's from beginning to end, and that's even before it's released. So add another 2 years for that if it's going to be a movie. So I'm just saying, it's
pulling all the material together,
all that stuff. So our very first interview was with Kerry Gamble, who's a production artist on the movie, comic book artist of Superman a few years before he came on to do the movie art in '96 and '97. So and that was before he even got funded. We just ran into him at Monster Palooza in Burbank, California, and that was our very first interview for the movie. So I was very happy about that. And it took a long time to get access to Kevin Smith, to get access to Tim Burton, and to finally get access to Jon Peters. He was our very last interview and one of my favorite interviews. So
I've seen the Kevin Smith the monologue about his time with.
So you've only seen the only one side of it, one half of it. So it's great to see the other sides, to see Jon Peters respond to all those stories and whatnot. So that was part of it was really important to get that interview. Holly really pressed me because at first I was like, I don't know if I wanted to talk to Jon Peters. He was sort of the villain of the movie. But then once I talked to him, I was like, he's not the villain of the movie. He's the most important part of this entire documentary. So it was really fantastic. I'm going to let you.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So I've been speaking to Jon about the genesis of the project.
Yeah.
He's saying it's all of his idea. It's nothing to do with anyone else. It was all his project. It's everyone else.
Oh, is that what he
Is
said?
that what he said?
I think you're egging me on.
Possibly, maybe. Okay. So when he came to you, I mean, what was your first response when
well,
kind of like?
He didn't really come to me because we've been together as a couple for quite some time. So I knew of his. I knew his interest.
With the idea, anyway.
Oh well. I mean, it was kind of an organic thing, you know. He'd already been collecting the artwork for a long time, and it was actually when we had dinner with some friends that they were like, you know, you're so fascinated by this, you should really consider doing it as a Kickstarter. And so that was, you know, he couldn't let it go, and I was like, you really should consider doing it. And he's like, well, I don't have any experience with documentaries, so he hadn't made a documentary. Neither of us had, and so. It was really a long process of sort of building.
Learning yourselves about how
yeah, I loved every minute of it, though. It was so much fun. I mean, it's really like it's detective work, you know, on a totally different level, because we didn't know what we were going to find. We didn't even know there was costume test footage at first. When we found that out and we saw the 45 minutes, our jaws dropped.
I was just going to say, how did that feel when you finally came across that?
It was incredible. I mean, we were pinching ourselves. We didn't believe what we were watching, so it was amazing. And then the concept art was just stacks and stacks and stacks of boxes.
It does look like there's just so much material out there. I mean, have you got it all? I mean, can you see a little additional footage out there on the website, perhaps?
It's all on the Blu-ray. I mean, there's a ton on the Blu-ray. There are some artists that worked on Superman Lives for maybe a week or 2 weeks that have, you know, their own artwork, and but they have it in their own possession, and it wasn't part of the archive. But you know, we got as much of it as we had access to. So.
How's been the response here at Comic-Con? Because
crazy.
It's saying that, Jon, if there's one film that kind of like belongs in its own booth and belongs anywhere at San Diego Comic, it's definitely Superman Lives right now.
Well, we are the only Superman movie of 2015.
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
There is that small feather in the cap.
That's true.
So the response has been...
It's been overwhelming. It's been fantastic.
Because I know the film's gone on demand. That went on this week.
It's not video on demand. It's a digital download.
Sure.
But yeah, you can get it on our website. So there's the digital download, there's the Blu-ray, there's the DVD. But here at Comic-Con, you actually get to, you know, have it hand-signed and delivered.
I will be picking up my copy.
Yes!
There's no way in hell I'm going to take up your time without fucking over my hard-earned cash. So what's next? I mean, you say that it's your first documentary. Can you see yourself doing another one?
I'm absolutely. That's the next thing I'm going to be working on, is a docu-series that I'm developing. But Jon's going to probably work on I think he wants to work on a horror musical next.
Okay.
And he always has, like, you know, six pans in the fire.
It's horror musical, and I automatically go to Rocky Horror.
You would be, or Fan of the Paradise, something along those lines.
Okay,
but with Bollywood influences.
I'm trying to picture Jon in fishnets at this point, and
he'd be directing, not
embracing his full
there you go.
curry, but who knows? And giving it the moves as well, man.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. So thank you very much indeed for your
Thank
time.
you.
Continued success with the
Thank you.
documentary.
Thank you so
And,
much.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks.
And we are with the composer and one of the animating team of the film.
There he is.
Also wrote it. So yeah, a quick introduction to yourself, please.
My name's Freddie Scott. I composed the music for The Death of Superman Lives What Happened. It's a great film. I enjoyed it. I like composing music, and I like being on your selfie stick. So it's all in all, we're all winning here.
You see, okay, that's what I'm a composer, so I did the composing bit. So that's
usually what composers do. So I'm just describing my job
Well,
here.
that's
I'm real good at self-promoting.
Well, this is where you need to talk about
Exactly.
a project like this, because it is. I think the one thing that really drives this project is it's all about the passion for not only when the film was being made, the original of the
Right.
of Superman Lives, but also the passion to get this project up and running.
Yeah.
Because Jon was obviously driven. What was the first thing that you kind of saw when you got approached about that enthusiasm? Was that what kind of...
His enthusiasm is infectious. It absolutely drove this entire thing. It brought everyone together to make possibly the best thing that we could make. It was all because of his direction. I'll tell you, the first thing that I got excited about was being able to make my own Superman score, because
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, big shoes to fill. I'm not saying I filled them. I'm not saying I came close. But I did my best to do something that served both the purpose of having a documentary about it, so it's not overbearingly a Superman theme, but also had some unique qualities that maybe are unique to this movie, and maybe someone will remember and hum to themselves later on. But that was the best part, just having my name on something that's related to Superman that way, and being able to compose music for something like that was just really cool.
Well, I mean, it's like with yourself, Jason. A quick introduction to yourself, because you're one of the animation team that put together the bonus or the additional elements to the documentary.
Yes.
What was that like to actually come across these storyboards and kind of like get the opportunity to effectively make a Superman movie?
Yeah, so my name's Jason McClagan. I'm a stop motion animator, and Jon brought me in kind of towards the end of the production. I've been involved for the past year. My girlfriend was the editor of the film, so we've been friends with Jon and Holly, and Marie got involved with the edit, and then when it came time to make the recreation scenes, Jon asked me if I would be interested in doing the Doomsday fight sequence. So I had about a week, and he gave me...
What was the first thought when that got approached you? Because that's an epic sequence.
Yeah, he showed me the storyboards, and I was like, it's doable. Let's go for it. And so we did that. Shot the stop motion, composited it into a scene with a live action Superman, which you can see in the film. And just being able to make the creature. Yeah, I'm a little short. The fact that having the responsibility to make the creature that kills Superman was really, I don't know, it was something cool.
It came out really great.
Thanks.
What was
Thanks.
the collaboration between the pair of you to kind of like, because obviously in filmmaking it is a collaborative process between the entire team, but when you're putting something together where you are effectively creating or recreating a sequence which was going to be in a Superman, what was it like for the pair of you to come together?
Well, we completely worked remotely and didn't really hang out much until we finished the film and went to the premiere and everything. I mean, we
celebrated after the fact.
I can imagine.
Partially.
But we both worked directly with Jon. So Jon directed the score. Right. Yeah, he's the glue. Yes, exactly.
He's the nucleus. We're just floating around him.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously you've got, talk about the music very quickly. I mean, like you say, big shoes to fill. But was there any kind of the Superman scores that you wanted to draw on, you wanted to kind of like reflect when you were making the film?
Yeah, Reeves' Superman was very impactful for me. You know, that score, obviously iconic, and John Williams is a master, so there's that. But I kind of wanted to throw in something new. I'm a big fan of like electronica kind of stuff, so I think I took that score and threw in a little bit of a modern twist to it, and kind of tried to make it my own. But that one, I mean, that iconic Superman score is the best, and there's no way to replace it or even attempt to go there. But I did my best to make it serve the documentary, and I thought it turned out okay.
So, I mean, obviously now the film's out, everyone's kind of like getting the chance to see it. What kind of responses have people been giving to you about the sequences that you were involved in?
Well, if they haven't seen it, they're ecstatic to see it. They're like really looking forward to it if they've heard about it. If they haven't heard about it and we tell them about it, then they immediately become excited to know more.
But it's one of those films where everyone's just kind of, it's almost, it's domino effect. Everyone's just go, okay, what's an interesting idea, to, okay, that's an interesting piece of concept art. So the next thing you know, getting to see, Mr. Nicolas Cage in the suit. It's just
yeah, seeing him fly and the ILM screen tests or the special effects that they did.
So I mean, I know that you had the LA screenings last week. I mean, was it LA?
We had a premiere in Los Angeles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, when your sequences showed up, I mean, you must have been ecstatic to have seen them on the big
it's always
screen.
fun to see your work on a big platform.
Yeah.
But in terms of the reaction that we're getting, it seems like the film is converting people that normally were doubtful of what Nick Cage would have done as Superman, and then afterward, John will usually ask the crowd, how many of you guys thought Nick Cage would have been a bad Superman, and about 90% of the crowd raised their hand, and then after, he asks again, how many of you now seeing the film, this documentary, think he would have made a great Superman? And like pretty much everyone, hands in the air. It's changing people's minds about what could have happened.
That's down to your contribution as well, because obviously Nicholas, I mean, with all superhero movies, you can kind of have those actors that embody those roles, but at the end of the day, when you have the big epic visuals to go along with, and of course the bombastic score, I mean, that's down to you guys as well. So excellent stuff, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Success.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.